Well, we extend a very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you very much for your punctual attendance to this special webinar that's been created by Alwan. My name is Jim Luttrell. My company is Socios Digital Marketing, and I'm be the moderator of this webinar. With us today is Ellie Curry and Menno Moy. For many of you, Ellie needs no introduction. He's the president and CEO of Alwan Color Expertise. But particularly for this webinar, he's uniquely qualified to speak about these new ISO standards. As you know, he is the French delegate to the ISO TC 130 committee that's working on graphic technology. So, Ellie, we welcome you to this webinar.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
We also have Menno Moy. He is the business development manager for Alwan in Europe. And for the past 20 years, he's been a consultant in color workflow standardization. And so he also will bring some interesting insights to our discussion. So Menno, we also welcome you to the webinar.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome everybody to attend this webinar.
We're very happy to have a great attendance today. You'll notice that all of you are in mute mode. That will help us to have a nice transmission. However, you can add any questions that you'd like. If you'll notice in your panel, you have the option of typing in questions. I'll be reviewing these questions throughout the presentation, and at the end, Ellie and Menno will have a Q&A session. So we look forward to beginning, and Ellie, we look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon, everybody. Menno and myself are very happy and in a way proud to be able to organize this webinar in order to introduce you to the new ISO standards that will be released in 2013 and beyond. We believe that these ISO standards will have an impact on the printing industry, will have an impact on your business, on your customer business, and this is why we wanted to share this information for you. So what are these new standards about?
Jest webinarie malowane. Chcesz?
W tej chwili?
Tak.
Ja muszę zrobić projekt, nie mam czasu w tej chwili niestety.
No, go continue.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm hearing voices here. Okay. So these new standards will actually allow us to match colors across printing processes. So the three, excuse me, I have been a little bit disturbed by the noise. So these three new standards are ISO 15339, ISO 17972, and ISO 16761. What's so special about these standards? What's special about these standards is that for the first time, ISO standards are enabling us to build standardized workflows, 16761, communicate color without any ambiguity between brand owners, print buyers, 15339, and 17972, in order for these colors to be accurately reproduced on any printing process. So color communication is one, matching colors across printing processes is two. This is what is new, and this is what we would like to share with you today. ISO 15339 is a standard whose purpose is to define color characterization data set and to offer a framework in order to reproduce and to assess the reproduction of this data set. So the idea is very simple. Data sets are standardized. This is part 2 of the standard with a first set of characterization data. Once a print buyer, once a customer works with a data set defining the output color space, this data set is communicated in the PDF files, is communicated in the printing workflow, is adjusted if the printed substrate is different from the reference substrate, and conformance assessment has been built with a schema using Delta E2000, which speaks to those who are familiar with Delta E76, so a more accurate, perceptually uniform assessment. And what is new to us is the three-level, multi-level tolerancing. So a print quality is not defined by pass or fail only, it's also defined by quality level. So 15339 is helping us take not only process control, which 12647 allows, but also to take print control, color control to the next level in order to be able to communicate color and to verify that customer colors are printed within the expected tolerances. ISO 15339 in its second part offers 7 reference printing conditions, color spaces, gamuts, you name it, and the 7 gamuts that you see are more or less, monotonically homogeneous in the sense that the hue angle of the solids and overprints are relatively aligned, which will make color management and shared appearance be achieved on the printed result. So these 7 reference printing conditions are defined. They are ISO recognized, and they allow us to reproduce print quality within 3 quality level, as you can see, level A, level B, level C. So the accuracy of the color reproduction is for the first time rated in an ISO standard. So color dataset conformance is what ISO 15339 allows us to achieve. The second standard I would like to share with you is ISO 17972, which is the CXF standard that many of you are familiar with. And part 4 is particularly dedicated to what we call spot colors, brand colors, named colors, all colors which have an importance in a printed product. ISO 17972-4 allows us to define these colors not only as a solid reproduction with a spectral curve, but also as tints. So we have the tint values for blending purposes, allowing us to reproduce print and proofs in an accurate way. And the definition of these colors is on white and black backing. So data is in CXFX4, allowing any color management and any print control software, color control software, to make sure that the brand color is reproduced on the print device. You can see here an example on the CXFX4 data regarding Pantone red. And as you can see, not only we have the spectral curve of the solid, but we also have the spectral power distribution curve of the tints on white and at least 3 tints on black. So 15339 is about communicating color characterization data sets, 17972-4 about communicating spot colors, brand colors, and the third standard I would like to introduce to you is 16761. 16761 is really a new approach in ISO standards. It's the first standards that has a workflow approach. Not only we want to reproduce color, but we want to define how the color is reproduced. What are the steps? What are the requirements for each step? And how do I test that the reproduction operation have been done to the relevant ISO standards? So universal printing workflows that ISO 16761 materializes are workflows that rely on ISO standards, that use ISO standards for any operation and ensure the company or third party or customer to assess the reproduction capabilities of a workflow. You can see here a diagram illustrating a universal printing workflow. And if we sum up characterization data sets that are defined at the design stage, spot colors that are defined in CXFX4 at the design stage, and a standardized workflow such as the one you see displayed now, you can understand that color management, process control, verifying that printed colors are within tolerance, that the printed color, the brand color, is within tolerance. By following this diagram, we can ensure at each step of the workflow that the operation is done to the relevant ISO standards, and most importantly for our customers, for your customers, that color match, that the printed label, that the printed box, that the printed can, that the displayed color all match without having to spend the night trying to achieve that. These three standards have been inspiring for us as ISO experts, but also as a company. And this is what Alwan has been doing these last 2 years. For those of you who were wondering what we were doing, this is what we did. We implemented in the new Alwan color suite that we call the McDowell suite, to honor Mr. Dave McDowell, the author of ISO 15339 standards. The three software, the color management software, the press control software, and the print verification software that Alwan is releasing as we speak, all implement these three standards and allow you to implement at your customer side standardized print workflows and enabling them to match colors regardless of the printing process. So Manu, can you tell us briefly about these products, please?
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for explaining the new standards to us and how they interact with the known standard ISO 12647, which we have been supporting for a very long time already. So as you can see in this diagram, there is an interaction between the different products. So we can make sure that all the data which is exchanged between the different processes is being used in the same way. If we look at the three products, we have OneColor Hub. OneColor Hub is a color conversion software. And what is new in OneColor Hub 5.0 is that we can as well do CMYK process colors. OneColor Hub used to be known as CMYK Optimizer. And we can do process and spot color, which CMYK Optimizer was also capable of doing. But on top of that, we can do spot only, hi-fi printing, inks, and even conversion to RGB for instance, multimedia applications. It's all about automated file processing. We want to go fast, we want to go automated and integrated into the production. And to use OneColor Hub enables you to do a very accurate color reproduction on whatever output you want to do. Of course, OneColor Hub is working with the conformance of ISO 12647, 15339, and for the US or for companies who want to do mixed G7. And it provides you ink saving and printability improvement. The next solution you saw in the diagram is Alwan Print Standardizer. That's used for process control. It creates a closed loop between the measurements done on the printing side to the RIB or workflow or OneColor Hub in order to apply the proper curves to the files. Again, this product is compliant with not only CMYK or spot colors, but also with spot only and hi-fi color. It creates an automated printing and calibration and stabilization possibility, which was not possible in before. Again, conformance with the ISO standards. And for the quality assurance manager, real-time monitoring and reporting. and it enables the users to have an accurate and stable color reproduction. The last of the three solutions I would like to introduce you to you, and some of you are familiar with the product, is Al1 Print Verifier. In the new version coming out soon, we have not only the process and spot, what we had before, but we added spot only, spot measurement, and the capability of doing hi-fi printing assessments. It can do the standard assessments as well, and reporting, as well as custom assessment and reporting. Actually, you can take any ICC profile to do the assessment on, or assessment set. It's very easy to use. It has a split administration setup, and also set up for non-qualified operators. So these new ISO standards will give you, as PSO experts, the possibility to work with your customers in a new way. And I want to ask Ellie to wrap up a little bit what these standards mean and how they interact with the known ISO 12647.
Three keywords. The first one you're familiar with now is matching colors across printing processes. If your customer is printing on offset only, on digital only, on flexo only, this can still be an added value, because he will probably have to match products or parts of the products produced on another process. And only the combination of these three standards will allow you to do that automatically without spending the night trying to achieve that. So you are matching your customer colors on any printing process. Your processes are stable, so they are predictable. And what is very important for you, what's very important for us, the PSO community, is that we still can work, and we can continue working with ISO 12647 for our process control. Even 12647 2013 is supported by the universal printing workflows and these three standards. So you can print to CMYK, digital or analog. You can print spot only, analog, hi-fi, digital or analog, and these standards will allow you to match color, to save in the make-ready time, because hi-fi printing is a very, very nice asset for saving make-ready time, and for printing some packaging products in an economic way. So these are standards that will help your customers probably position themselves on new markets, going from commercial to packaging or to labeling. And in this transition, Al1 will be here to help them, will be here to help you to succeed this expanded business, the same way we can help you expand your printing gamut. And as consultants, you know, those of you who know me, who know Menno, you know that our business life has been about consultancy, about helping companies. So we understand your business. We know that you need new services to develop your business. We know that you need new trainings to develop your business. We all need new business opportunities. And Al1 engineering team, Al1 business development team, and all our staff is here to help you with our solutions, with our trainings, so you can go and you can help your customers go to the next level, to the universal printing workflow level. So I would like to thank you for your time, and I can only encourage you very warmly to register for Al1 training that will start in July, and that will enable you to know more about these standards and the products that support them.
That's great, Ellie. Thank you very much. To follow up with what Ellie just mentioned, right now I'm going to be sending out a link to you. If you use your panel and look under the chat drop-down, there is a link where you can go ahead and fill out a form and get more information about the future training sessions that Al1 has. So feel free to click on that link and fill out the form, and we'll be in touch with you shortly. So, Ellie, let's go over a few questions. Ellie and Menno, questions that the audience has. Let me encourage you at this point, if you have any questions for the panel, feel free to type them in, and we'll consider them as they come in. Here's our first question, Ellie and Menno. Doesn't the ISO 12647-2 help match colors across the printing processes?
Well, actually, 12647-2 is a standard specifying printing conditions for offset heat-set presses. So we are here in a process-centric standard. It is a very good standard. It has been updated, so now it is even more connected to reality of printing paper, printing inks, and printing condition, but it is still offset-centric. So matching colors between offset presses, yes, 12647 can do a good deal about it, but matching colors between offset presses that are in conformance with 12647 and other printing technologies such as flexo or digital is the area and is the main contribution of ISO 15339.
Okay, very good. Very good. One other question that we have here is, there it is. Where do ISO 15339 datasets come from?
Okay, so this is a good question. ISO 5339 Part 2. Part 1 is principles. So we have the specification. And Part 2 is about characterization datasets. And the American delegation with Mr. Dave McDowell, who's the editor of this standard, proposed a set of characterization datasets that were produced, tested, and that are even used today in the United States. And these datasets that we saw, maybe I can come back quickly to these datasets. These datasets are derived from printing processes, but have been edited in a way that will allow any printing device to match one of these gamuts, depending on the printed substrate and printing inks of the reproduction device. So these gamuts are the results of experimentation. They have certainly some synthetic input and data in them to make them smooth, to make them aligned, almost homothetic, as we said. And these data can be used for any printing workflow. The only thing we need to know is that these data have in their DNA neutral gray balance, because you know that this is something very important for printers, and this is one of the contribution of what we know as neutral print density curves and PDC or G7 to the print industry. My information is that in the future we will have other data sets, part 3, probably part 4 as well, for other type of gamuts for printers to be able to match. Okay, but this first data set is a data set which has been proposed by the American delegation.
Okay, great, great. And the only other question that we have from the audience had to do with whether they could receive a copy. And so, yes, we'll be sending out an email tomorrow. You'll be getting an email where you'll be able to get a link to either see a recording or the actual presentation. You can download both. So, Ellie, Menno, I think that's it for the questions. Do you have any final words for the audience?
Yes, I thank you all for just before the holidays listening in to us, and we are going to do these things on a regular basis, coming with different subjects, and we hope to speak to you soon.
Yeah, I will just end by saying that I look forward to seeing you in Lyon for a discussion about ISO standards and how to implement them in your customers' printing workflow. Thank you very much for your time. Jim, thank you for organizing this webinar and everything you're doing to help us promote standard and standardized practices.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, that will conclude our webinar. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you another time.